St. Augustine, Florida's oldest city. 450 years of Spanish conquest, British occupation, plague, fire, and execution. The tourist brochure leads with fudge shops. I'm Noah, and today we're walking every haunted corner this city is politely trying to hide from you. Florida's oldest city, America's oldest continuous European settlement, and maybe, just maybe, one of the most haunted places in the entire country. Because this one is eerie, atmospheric, and full of stories you'll want to hear with the lights on. Let's begin. St. Augustine isn't just old, it's ancient by American standards. More than 450 years of invasions, fires, plagues, pirates, hurricanes, and heartbreak leave behind, well, something. Walk the narrow streets at night and you'll know. There are shadows that move when you don't. Cold spots where the air should be warm. And yes, I absolutely looked behind me more than once. Or 4, or 12. The layers of history here, Spanish, British, African, indigenous, create a supernatural stew. And something in it still whispers. The old jail is the one locals will mention if you ask. The Spanish military hospital, nobody brings that one up. There's a reason for that. Long before Florida had theme parks, beach resorts, or even the United States itself, St. Augustine was already making history. Founded by Spanish settlers in 1565, this city holds a title that still surprises a lot of people today. It's the oldest continuously occupied European established settlement in what would become the United States. And life here wasn't exactly peaceful. For centuries, St. Augustine sat on the edge of competing empires. Spanish ships came and went carrying supplies, soldiers, and treasure. Pirates prowled the coastline. Rival nations eyed the settlement. Survival was never guaranteed. As the town grew, so did the need for protection. The Spanish crown eventually ordered the construction of a massive fortress, unlike anything else in North America. That fortress would become Castillo de San Marcos. What makes the structure remarkable isn't just its size, it's what it's made from. Instead of traditional stone, the builders used coquina, a rock formed from countless compressed seashells. At first glance it seems fragile, but when enemy cannonballs struck the walls, the stone absorbed the impact rather than shattering. In other words, the fort was built from the beach, and somehow became one of the toughest defensive structures on the continent. Standing here today, it's easy to forget just how many storms, battles, and centuries these walls have witnessed. Spanish flags once flew overhead. British forces later took control. Ownership changed more than once as global powers fought over Florida. Yet through all of it, the fortress remained. And that's one of the things I love about St. Augustine. Every street, every stone wall, every weathered corner seems to have another story hiding behind it. You don't have to imagine history here, you're practically standing in the middle of it. Next, let's talk about one of St. Augustine's most unsettling pieces of history, the old jail, officially built in 1891. It looks surprisingly charming on the outside, but that was the point. Henry Flagler, the man who built half of Florida's east coast, didn't want tourists seeing a grim, industrial prison. So he hired the same company that built Alcatraz, but told them to make it look like a hotel. Inside though, it was anything but a hotel. Overcrowding, disease, violence, and brutal punishments were normal here. The jail operated until 1953, and during that time, 8 inmates were officially executed on site. Though local historians say the real number of deaths from abuse, suicide, and illness was likely far higher. Visitors today report the same thing, an energy that hits you the moment the heavy cell doors slam behind you on the tour. People feel tugging on their clothes, shadows move across the walls when no one's near them. And some guests swear they've heard men crying, even though the building is completely empty. Between the executions, the violence, and the sheer misery trapped inside those walls for over 60 years, the old jail might be one of the most spiritually heavy locations in all of Florida. The Castillo de San Marcos is the beating, haunted heart of the city, built in the 1600s, scarred by battles, and stuffed with ghost stories. Visitors talk about footsteps in empty rooms, cold spots inside sunlit courtyards, and yes, the legendary headless soldier who wanders the ramparts. Imagine turning a corner and seeing a man in full uniform, but missing a crucial part, like his head. Noah Adams is out. My fight or flight picks flight every time. Locals also whisper about a woman in white drifting through the cells, a love story, a tragedy, and a haunting that refuses to fade. If the Castillo is haunted by sorrow, the old jail is haunted by anger. Built in 1891, disguised to look pleasant, and filled with stories that are anything but. Shadow figures slip across the cell blocks, visitors feel cold hands tug their shirts, and voices whisper, "Get out!" Which, to be fair, is exactly the kind of customer service I expect from a haunted prison. Tour guides swear some nights you can hear inmate boots pacing on the upper floor long after closing. Yeah, hard pass. In 1702, British forces burned St. Augustine almost entirely to the ground. Hundreds died, homes vanished, families scattered. Many locals believe this single catastrophic night left a psychic scar that never healed. Some say you can still hear faint screams or the crackle of phantom flames on quiet nights. A city can heal. But sometimes the past lingers anyway. The LaLaurie house looks elegant from the outside, but its history is brutal. Madame LaLaurie's horrific treatment of enslaved people was exposed only when a fire broke out, revealing the truth inside her walls. Visitors today report moving shadows, whispers, even scratches or pushes. And if a ghost pushes me? Nope. Congratulations. You win. New record. Noah Adams hits 60 running out the front door. Some claim you can still hear screaming on certain nights, echoing through the halls. And that sticks with you. All right, your turn. Have you ever been to St. Augustine and felt something you couldn't explain? A chill, a shadow figure, a vibe that just felt off? Drop your story in the comments. I always read them, and yes, I always reply, assuming a ghost doesn't beat me to it. And now, let's talk about one of the creepiest spots in St. Augustine, the old Spanish Military Hospital Museum. If the Castillo is haunted by soldiers, and the jail is haunted by inmates, this place is haunted by pain. Built in the early 1800s, reconstructed on its original footprint, this hospital was the site of amputations, battlefield surgeries, epidemics, and more, all performed before modern medicine existed. Yeah, think about that for a second. Guests report the strong smell of medicine or blood in empty rooms, ghostly nurses moving in the hall, beds that creak with invisible patients and full-bodied apparitions appearing in doorways. One staff member swears she heard someone whisper her name when she was the only person in the building. Nope, no thank you. If a ghost knows my name, I'm retiring. It's one of the few places locals refuse to enter alone. And honestly, same. St. Augustine is haunted because it lived through more than most cities ever will. Tragedy, war, fire, disease, love, loss, all packed into 450 years of footsteps and memories. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, this city makes the past feel alive. Sometimes too alive. But that's what makes it incredible, and absolutely worth exploring, with a flashlight, and maybe a buddy system. St. Augustine has been living with 450 years of tragedy since before America was a country. The biggest secret is that most of it is completely free to walk through. Subscribe, that's all I do here. Which spot would you actually visit? Drop it in the comments. I read every one. Next time, we're going somewhere Florida really doesn't want you to know about.